Hello everybody, this is the beginning for me of the next Blender Challenge, which is Halloween, since we're now in October. And so I'm going to be making some Gothic architecture type stuff. I might turn to some other stuff later on as well, but we're going to get started. So in this video I'm going to do some modeling. I won't be texturing anything quite yet. So I'm going to select everything and delete. My screencast keys are over here. And yeah, I'm going to get started. I'm looking in front orthographic view right now, and I'm going to press Shift A, Mesh, Plane. What I'm going to make is some kind of a Gothic arch window type thing. So let's see how this is going to go. I'm going to select, I think I'm going to select those two and delete. Do I want to do that? What is it I want to do here? I'm going to take this over here. So I'm going to make the profile of the arch thing that I want to do. Actually, I want to rotate X90 is what I want to be doing. And just bring that up to there, let's say. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to select these two vertices and look down from the top. And I'm going to extrude in like that. And then I think I'm going to extrude back. And I'm going to wireframe. I'm just going to box select those and pull them down. And I think I'll try one like that. I'm not sure if I need that, and extrude back. And that's kind of the profile that I'm going to go for. Okay, so we'll see. Let's maybe pull that out. And let's take those now. I want to line them up, so I'm going to do snap to vertex and pull those out and just hover over that and press Control. So I got this. Now what I need to do is in edge selection, Shift Alt and click there, and F to make a face. So I'm going to make an arch here. I'm just going to drag this over here around there, and it's going to go up like that, and it'll have a little bit of a shape to it. The more time you spend on this, the better the effect will be, but let's give that a try. So what I want to do is I want to select that top face, and I'm going to use the spin tool, but the spin tool is going to rely on this 3D cursor. So I'm going to switch over here to the cursor, and I'm going to click not right there, but a little over to the side. And we're going to try this sort of trial and error. So come down to the spin tool. I don't want it in the X, I want it in the Y. And then I'm going to grab this and I'm just going to pull. And you can see it's starting to create that arch. And I'm just going to come up a little bit past the middle, and just to see what it's going to be like. I could probably use that and then just cut off a little bit of that. So let's go ahead right now and add a mirror. It's going to be a little bit weird and overlap. That's going to be the general shape. So I'm going to turn on clipping on the mirror. I'm going to shut that off for the moment. I'm going to go with that. So I'm actually going to come back to there. So I'm going to bring my 3D cursor back to the middle, because this is over the Z axis where the mirror is going to, the other one's going to be mirrored over. So I'm going to press Shift C to bring my 3D cursor right back to the middle. And I'm going to press Shift A, Mesh Plane. I'm going to bring in a plane, rotate Y 90. And I'm going to extrude it out, make a box like that, and drag that up. And because I made it as a plane, it's right on the Z line. So I'm going to use that to cut this. That might be flipped, so I'm going to press Alt N, recalculate outside. And now I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to do a Boolean on it. And let's just drag that up there and click that. That'll cut it. I'm going to apply that, and I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need it. I'm now going to come in here, and that face is still selected. I want to delete that face. Then when I mirror it, there's no face on the inside. So it's going to be like that. And that's going to be fine, but I think I'm going to, in wireframe, come down here, grab this bottom here, and I'm going to pull that down, make it a little bit longer, take this whole thing and pull it up. And that's going to be my arch, and then we'll have a look at this stuff, do some beveling. So let's go ahead and apply the mirror. Come in here, and I just want to merge by distance just to make sure that it is merged. And sometimes you'll have to, for edge selection, Shift Alt and click that. You'll have to maybe take this and adjust the position a little bit if it's not as smooth as you'd like. Now if I go ahead and shade smooth, I lose a lot of my definition, so I'm going to be bringing in some edge loops on this, like this. And I'll make this a little bit more into stone in a while. I'm not going to need the backs, and so I'm going to get rid of the back. I'm going to select here and control, click control a couple times to there. Get rid of those faces so I don't have to worry about that. And just want to look at this. Yeah, okay, I can probably work with that. So before I go any further, I want to do a couple of other arches on the inside. You'll see what I'm getting at in a bit. So I'm going to Shift Alt and click and just grab one of these edges that go around there and Shift D, scale it down like this. Just G to move it around. I'm going to separate that out. P and separate by selection. So I've got that piece there. Now I'm going to press 1 for vertex and E to extrude. I'm going to pull it out a little bit to give it some depth, I guess. Select it, and it's probably got some, yeah, you see some are blue, some are red. So I'm just going to Alt N, recalculate outside, and that's what I want, like that. So now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to E and Alt S, and I think I'm going to have it go out rather than in. If I have it go in, there's more chance of the vertices crossing, so I'm going to do that. And something like that is okay. Now what I'll be doing, I'll adjust this in a bit. I'm going to be mirroring that over there. And I want to do a little bit of a design on this or something. So first of all, I'm going to delete these bottom faces. So I press 3, go into face mode and select those. Now I can select this one and press Control, and it'll get that whole row. Delete that. And I think what I'm going to do is drop an edge loop in there, and then Shift Alt and click that. And I'm just going to E and Alt S and push, I guess, to make it come down there, just to give another little row of something. And I might Shift Alt and click that edge and pull it out like this, just to do something different. And so I'm going to take this edge and this edge for now. Control B to bevel and pull. I could just use edge loops. Actually, I'm going to do 3. So I'm going to pull and I'm going to roll my mouse up. So wait, is that 3? There's 2, 3. There's 3. I'm going to do this edge, Shift Alt and click that edge, and 3. This one, and I think that's all I need, right? The back is open. Grab that face, and not that one, that one, and I'll have that. Okay, take these, Alt 10, recalculate outside. I'll do some more. Okay, hang on. Okay, there's a little back on this. Yeah, I don't need that. I can now get rid of that, and that's better. Okay, now before I go any further, and that may not be the size, I probably am going to do this, and they almost touch and sort of collide with that wall. But where I want to have these, this is all going to be adjusted. So what I'm going to do is I want to move this out. I think Shift Alt and click here, here, and here. And let's try, if I move this out, I get that, and then take these, pull these back to there, so they're sort of on the flat part. Okay, that's all right. Now, before I go any further, though, let's put on the cavity shader, and that'll look a little bit better. And then I will be breaking this up very soon. But right now, I've got my 3D cursor right there. I want to do something here. So I'm going to bring in a circle, and I'm going to go for 8 vertices. You may have heard my dog barking there. One of my dogs. Scale that down. I don't want the point at the front, so I'm going to rotate Z 22.5 degrees. And I'm going to bring this up. And then I just have to position it. I could have done that a little bit differently. I'm going to scale it down to about as small as I can get to capture those two. And now I'm going to extrude down a little bit, just like that. I'm going to, let's say we inset, I'd inset a little bit. Extrude down again, but now I'm going to scale in. Okay, now I'm going to inset again a little bit and extrude down. This is going to be very simple. to maybe about there. Now I'll E to extrude, pull down and scale out. E to extrude, come down a little bit. I think maybe I'll try an inset. E to extrude, come down, and then E to extrude again, and I'll flare out more, and then we'll just come down just like that. And that'll sort of be the shape of the thing that's going to hold those. Now let's take that and recalculate, and then let's go around and bevel it. So Shift Alt and click a bunch of these. I can just do those and Control B. I'll go ahead with 3, and I'll do the inner one there. We'll need to get that one, and we'll need to get this edge. So I'm in edge selection as I do those. Really want all of these, really. That one, maybe this one will do now. Okay, we'll come down here and do those 2. I'll have to get the one underneath here. Okay. We'll get rid of that bottom face. We won't need that. This one will do. Let's just start by taking a look at that, the shade smoothing. Now I'm not going to leave it like that, and I also have a shading thing here. Let's see if I just drag that up. That fixes that. Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I may not even need that. I'm going to get rid of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in edge selection, Shift Alt and click all of these edges. So I'm holding Shift and Alt and clicking. It's going all the way around. There and there. And here. And I'm going to bevel that, Control B with 3. And that's going to give it that look. And just double check this. Yeah, okay. So with that done like that, let's see. Let's actually just duplicate it, slide it in, and I don't mind if it collides with the side. I think that's going to be okay. And now I can take this one and I can mirror it to the other side, but I'll have to set the origin to the 3D cursor, and I'll have that so far. Let's, I may need to adjust the size of all of this in a bit. In fact, I think I'm going to want to go up a little bit more. Grab that down to there. So I have a bit more room up there. Let's do some kind of a like a windowsill type thing, bringing in a plane. And let's go into edit mode and scale it in the X just till it's past there. I don't mind that side, so this side I'm going to do that, something like that, and then we'll extrude down like that. Let's make sure it's facing the right way. Let's come in here and take that and press I to inset. Come in like this. Let's extrude down. I'm going to select, I think, this bottom face here, and I'm going to press Control B and I'm going to pull, and you're going to see that it's got this shape to it. I'm going to roll my mouse up. When I click that, you'll see that the shape is controlled here. So I want it tucked under like that, and you can adjust the number of segments. I want it something like that, and I am going to go with that as the shape of my windowsill type thing. But then I'm going to Shift Alt and click this edge, and the other 2 edges over here. And when I bevel again, I'm going to have to adjust the profile unless I want that. I'm going to click, and that's not what I want. I'm going to set this back to 0.5, and this to, we'll try just 3. Maybe 4, maybe 2. Actually, maybe I'll go to that. That gives me 5. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come in here, Shift Alt and click this edge, and this edge, and this edge. Control B and pull, but I'm just going to roll back to there's 2, so I have 3. And I'll do this one inside here, and let's see what happens if we shade smooth on that. Yeah, we need to do something on this bottom one. Select that face, Control B, and do another one there. And I could do, just drag in one more, one more edge loop to there. And that's my base. Let's just make sure it's facing the right way. And we'll think about the size later on. So we're getting there. So let's now give it the impression of stone. So this is not the best way of doing this, but I'm going to do it this way anyhow. In edge selection, I'm going to shift alt and click this edge, and then I'm thinking about trying to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and do the fourth. Oops, the fourth. So that's 3 in between. 1, 2, 3, and do the fourth. 1, 2, 3, and do the fourth. 1, 2, 3, and do the fourth. That one. That one. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Control B to bevel, hold Shift and pull, roll back so I just have a space. But don't make it too big. Make it pretty small like that. E, Alt S, and pull in a ways like that. And then, you can always undo if it doesn't work well. I'm going to do that, and then it looks like that. So now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to add a bevel, first of all. Just leave it at 1 for now. A weighted normal, and normal's auto smooth. And that is what I get. So these are pretty long ones here. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out of that. All right. I'm going to back out of that. And I'm going to add one more cut there and there, wherever it lands. And now I'm going to do that again. I'm going to take that one, but I'll also take the bottom one. And do the 3 in between. 1, 2, 3, that one. And then it should be the middle one. 1, 2, 3, that one. That one. And then I'm going to do that again, just because that was too long for my liking. Make sure it's 2. E, Alt S, pull in a little ways. And then we'll do that again. So I'm going to add a bevel, a weighted normal, and a normal's auto smooth. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know how realistic that looks. Maybe I don't need some of these. You could look at trying to take all of these. Let's try this. X, dissolve edges. Does that look any better? I kind of like that better. It's cartoony, but I'm going to go with that. And these ones, this one here is mirrored. And I'm going to, I think, just split the middle one. Or do I want to do more? No, I'm thinking of just splitting the middle one. Just like that. E, Alt S, pull in. And do the same thing. I've got a mirror on there. That's fine. I'll add a bevel. And then weighted normal. And normal's auto smooth. And they'll be like that. I kind of want it a little deeper, so I'm going to back up again. Trial and error as always, and just, I don't have tons of room, but I should have enough room to do a deeper cut, or a wider cut, really is what I mean. And now again the bevel, the weighted normal, the normal's auto smooth. Well, that's good enough anyhow. That's the effect that I want to go for there. Okay, now I just want to double check that I've gotten rid of faces I don't need. Did I do that on these? I probably did at the bottom. Yes, I did. And I did on those. Okay. Now here's the next thing. Save that. I'm going to bring in a plane. Rotate X90. I'm going to bring this up to there for now, actually. I may be changing. I'm going to go up to somewhere underneath this. I'm going to take this and scale it in the X like that. I'm going to pull this back in behind here. So we may be adjusting a lot of stuff in a bit. But I'll do something about that in a minute. I want to take this edge and I'm going to pull it down quite a bit further. And the reason for that is because I'm going to create a pattern on here, and I want the pattern, the little holes, to be sort of longer like this. So you'll see. So with that done, I'm going to right click and choose subdivide, and then I'm going to subdivide this. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. Or do I want to go 7? Maybe I'll go 7 and we'll see how it looks. I may actually want to scale that in the Z. We'll try it longer. I'll just bring it down here. We can cut off the bottom. In fact, I can do that right now. I'm going to cut off, let's see if I cut off that. Yeah, you know what? I can cut off all of that and then take it and scale it in the Z a little bit and pull it down under. All right, let's try that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control F and poke faces, and then Control F right away again, tries to quads, and I have these shapes. Now, with that still selected, I'm going to press I twice, I, then hold Shift and move my mouse in. Don't go too much or you'll have very wide pieces, borders. I'm just something like that maybe. X faces, and you'll have this shape. Now what I want to do at this point is I want to give it some thickness. You can use solidify, but I'm just going to extrude it back like that. X faces to get rid of the back. We don't need the backs. So we have this so far. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is come in here, press 1 for vertex selection, and I'm going to select this vertex here, and then I'm going to come up to select similar amount of adjacent faces, and I've got that selected. And now I'm going to press Shift Control B and hold Shift and pull, and you'll see a circle developing there. I don't want it huge, I just want it, you know, something like that. Okay, next I'm going to select one of these, select similar polygon sides, and I've got that. Now I've also selected some stuff up here, but we'll get rid of that in a while. I'm now going to take this and I'm going to press E to extrude, and I'm going to extrude out in the Y direction a little bit like that. And now I'm going to Control B, pull back, and maybe I'll just add one segment just to round it a little bit. So I have these dots in there. Now I'm going to shade smooth, and I think we'll try just with a weighted normal and normal auto smooth. It might be a little bit too flat for us. Let's also come in here, Alt and recalculate outside. And it's also sometimes a good idea to try just adding a bevel to that, just to tighten it up a little bit. So you can now go in here if you want and see if you can get rid of some stuff. Let's see, in face selection, I'm going to get too much. Well, that's okay. I could get rid of that. That's not going to get rid of enough. All right. What if we come in here? I can just do a Boolean too, but if I get rid of all of that, will I lose some stuff? Let's do one more. And then it does that. I could take this and I could scale it in the Z. And just, let's see how that's looking. It's probably all right because I'm going to be putting something up top in a minute. Well, let's put the up top part and then we'll see how I want to stretch this. I don't want to stretch it too much because I got these dots. All right. Okay, next part is add a plane, rotate X 90, bring that up. And this is going to go behind. So we'll have to adjust this stuff. I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull this forward, GY, into about the middle of this, like that. And then this piece I'm going to have, let's put it there for now and see if it's in the right position. Let's just pull this down. It's going to go into there. Let's take it and scale it in the X. I'm probably going to be moving that. Yeah, I think I'm going to move it back. I'm going to move that back actually, and I'm going to try moving this back to there. And then I can extend this. Okay, so let's first of all work on this plane here. Have that in behind so you can see I've got that. I'm going to select and delete this 1/2, and I'm going to mirror it over to the other side. I'll put on clipping, and I'm going to now add some edge loops and just start playing with this to try and get it to go in behind. Add another edge loop here, take that one, pull it up. Okay, I'm going to take this, just press G and pull that down under. Just have a look at it, make sure that it's not visible anywhere. So we've got that. And so now I'm going to experiment with this thing here and see if I pull it a little bit forward. Okay, there. Okay, so now let's play with this thing. Sorry, I'm stuttering here. Let's play with this and take like this edge here, the inner edge, and let's just pull it back to make it look a little bit more reasonable, as if that's in there. I think my plane is just barely, yeah, there, it's sticking through there. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to add another edge loop here. And I'm going to take that and just pull it up. So that's in behind there. And I don't see it. Okay, and the final thing is just looking at this and deciding on, because I cut it like that, I think, I think that's going to be okay. And this is basically what I'm going for. I'm going to add the shadow, and I'm also going to switch this from screen to both and start dragging this stuff up, and we'll sort of get an ambient occlusion effect. Switch over to matte cap. We'll do this one for the moment. All right, so now it's just going to be some touch up. I'm going to try scaling that in the Z, seeing if I'm going to like that a little bit better, make it a little bit more substantial. And that is basically, unless I'm missing anything, the Gothic style window that I want to go for. I'm going to come in and merge by distance. Nothing there. Let's see. I've got that. I've got that. This one has the mirror on it. I'm going to go ahead and apply that mirror. I'll just do that. That one, this one has a mirror. I'll apply that mirror. And I think I'm pretty good and pretty happy with that. Unless there's something I'm missing, I may come back in the next video and make some adjustments. What I would do actually is I would select it all and we'll just make sure it is all in that collection. That's this window, in case I do another one. I could call it another name. So in case in terms of polys, it's not really important what we're about that, but that's what it looks like. We can try that just with a shiny matte cap, which is always a good idea just to check your shading, but I think it generally looks okay. I don't know how spooky that looks, but that is what I'm getting. I'm going to switch over to the red one. This is going to be a little harsh on your eyes, but I like this one because it is shiny and I really can see the shadows and stuff on that. So that is my first model for the Halloween channel. Hope I didn't go too quick or too slow, and you get a decent result. It looks a little ugly back there, I admit. You could even get rid of some of the back sides of this stuff if you really cared, but that's my model. All right, so hope you'll join in the Blender Challenge. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Thanks for watching.